everyone, my name is Danielle Conolly. Some of you guys may know me online as Danielle Marie. I've been in the BBU, posting some fitness tips, nutritional information, exercise videos. My background, just so you understand, has been in the fitness industry. My qualifications are I'm a USA Gymnastics Junior Olympic professional coach and gym owner, as well as a personal trainer. So, looking at me tumbling out here, I wasn't always like that. God, that just happens to me every time I'm not a crier. And I want to take you guys back to where I was 3 years ago. So, what you're looking at, you see a huge physical difference right there, right? You see the physical. That's what most people see. They see the physical. However, behind the woman right there, 3 years ago, was more than the physical. My story is very, very complex. And bear with me as I try to take you with it as quickly as possible here, because it's important that I do that so you understand the magnitude of the gel. I'm going to go all the way back to when I was younger, okay? I was a highly competitive gymnast a majority of my childhood, okay? I had a lot of injuries, but you plug through, right? You plug through and you tape up and you keep going, and a lot of broken bones and so forth, but at 14 and a half years old, I had to stop because of those injuries. It was my passion, and I loved it, and I felt like it completely slipped away from me, and I was lost. A year and a half later, at 16 years old, I was diagnosed with dysgerminoma ovarian cancer in 1996, and I was placed in the World Medical History book as the youngest in the world to have it then. I went through chemotherapy. I had one of my ovaries removed, which is the unilateral hysterectomy, and was told that my chances of having kids were like slim to none, okay? It changed me hormonally. I don't know if you know anybody who's gone through chemotherapy. It changes you. It changes you physiologically. It changes your muscle tone. It changes your immune system. It changes your hair. It changes your skin. It changes so much about you. My hair grew back like dark brown. You wouldn't know now, but it grew dark brown and wavy curl. It changed you so much. But you kept going, right? Keep going. That was at 16. Then, at 20, I fell. I was working in nursing. I fell. I was pregnant at the time, and I herniated 4 discs in my back, C5, C6, T6, T7. I was also diagnosed with RSD, which is basically permanent nerve damage, as well as fibromyalgia, okay? I don't know if you know anybody with fibromyalgia, it's pain, okay? Your body is constantly sending a pain signal to your brain, and there's nothing you can do about it. I was on pain medication, bed rest. I used a walker to get around. I was in a wheelchair, and I had a baby. Thankfully, I met a wonderful neurosurgeon who said, hey, I have this idea. How about we put a subcutaneous spinal cord stimulator in your back? And I was like, what? So, if anyone doesn't know what it is it's electrodes that are ran up your back. Typically, they're in your spine, but because my injury, the nerve damage was in like my skin, okay? They ran the electrodes up my back. I had a battery implanted in my body, back here, okay? I went through 18 total surgeries in my back. 10 years, I lived in between a wheelchair and a walker. Somehow, God blessed me with 2 other biological children, so I had 3 biological children in total. Taking care of them and plugging through, I still had difficulty. I still had difficulty because my hormones were like this. because I had that unilateral hysterectomy. I also now have polycystic ovarian syndrome. And I don't know if you know anybody else who's had that. It's painful. It is painful. You are doubled over in pain. You're running to the hospital. You're constantly bleeding. It's painful. It's a lot. My hormones were like this all the time. My weight fluctuated all the time. I was in pain all the time. And there was never really an answer to any of it. There really was no answer. But you just keep going. That's all I need to do is just, you keep going. What else can you do, right? So, kept going, and my weight kept going up and down, and I'm frustrated. I don't know if anybody's out there has ever felt like you're living in a body that's not you, like you're kind of just existing. You're going through the motions every day, and you just don't feel yourself. You don't feel yourself at all. And you're like, I know I can be this person. This other person in your mind is flipping around just like I came out here. That's how I felt in my mind, how I should be, because that's how I always moved. But I chalked it up to like, okay, this is how it is. This is how it is. It's going to be like this the rest of my life. It is what it is. I'm blessed. I have kids. I'm thankful. Well, as life went on, the next 16 years, I finally ended up having a radical hysterectomy. So everything was removed. Everything was removed, okay? This was 6 years ago. I was like, yeah, no more hormonal imbalance, no more, mood swings, none of that. It's gonna be great. No more menstrual cycle, nothing. I mean, awesome. I had no hormone replacement afterwards because they're like, oh, you're so young, you'll be fine. Man, was that the worst experience because I was thrown straight into menopause. Straight into menopause. I was 36 years old. It sucked. I had hot flashes. Oh my Lord, my hair started falling out. My skin started looking like crepey looking. I could throw on all the moisturizer I wanted. My skin was still thin and crepey. My picture went away. Sorry, I wanted to. But it really changed me, and it really started messing with me here. I was like, okay, what else can happen? Well, a couple years after that, I was at a state competition for my gymnast, and I get a call from the fire department. Miss Conolly, your house is on fire. Your house is on fire. I'm like, well, can you put it out? Because I'm coaching right now. Well, like 3-4 hours away, just put it out. So they put it out. I'm like, okay, some things are salvageable and so forth. They had the windows open, and what does it start doing? It starts pouring rain. So house is flooded. I mean, the house is it's done, absolutely done. Right about the same time, within a couple months, I went through a divorce, ugly divorce, custody battle, ugly custody battle. But I was really blessed with the adoption of my son. I was actually able to adopt my son as a single mother. He gives me hope every day. There's always a bright side to something, We're always going to have things thrown at us. We're always going to have that, but there's hope always around the corner. There's always something bigger and brighter and better around the corner. But I didn't know. I'm originally from Philly. That's where I'm from. So I moved from Philly all the way down here to Florida 3 years ago. And that's where it really got better for me, because I crossed paths with the gel. And at that point, I was at a complete numb state. I was numb. I was like, okay, well, lost the house, my gym up there, leasing that out right now. I was like, okay, starting over, let's go. Get in the car, coming down, stuff's in the storage unit, starting over. I was like, Lord, let's go. So when I found the gel, I was like, you know what? It's homeopathic. I didn't want to put anything toxic in my body, after going through cancer and chemo. And I was like, what do I have to lose? And my gosh, it was the best decision I ever made. Best decision I ever made. Because little by little, my sleep improved. For me, the second thing I noticed, it was libido. I was like, oh my God, my body is awake again. I was like, it's awake again. Because I had no hormones running through my body. I had a total hysterectomy, no hormone replacement, nothing. It was like, my libido was like, right afterwards. But I was like, oh my gosh, you're awake again. I'm sleeping better. I'm feeling better. I started moving better. And then my mind started getting better. Then I was like, okay, no, get your butt out of bed. Let's go. You can do this. I started talking to myself more. And I started remembering who I was. Little by little by little, I noticed so many changes. I mean, to this very day, more and more benefits that I receive from this gel. I now can tumble across this stage pain-free. My BMI went from like 26% down to 14%. But most importantly, my body is complete homeostasis. My body is functioning like it did when I was a healthy teenager. Okay? When your body is in balance, things just start moving right. Your mind's right, your body's right, everything starts working together. You need to have a balance. And I've learned that in life. You need to balance everything that you do. Everything that you do needs to be in balance and in homeostasis, okay? I also want to end this with you guys. If you know anybody, if you yourself are out there saying, I'm going through this, I don't know, and you're struggling and you're giving yourself self-doubt, there's always something bigger and better around the corner. You just can't see it. That's what faith is for. It is right there around the corner. You can't see it. You need to believe it and you need to trust in it because it does get better. It really, really does get better. I promise you. I promise you. And you may want a certain outcome, okay? But that may not be the outcome that you're supposed to have. You understand that? Your mindset, you need to be open. You need to be open and you need to be flexible. You absolutely do, okay? I encourage you guys to encourage others to have hope, to persevere, because it begins with encouraging everybody else. And when you are fulfilling everybody else and helping everybody else and reaching out to everybody else, my God, you feel so good. You are fulfilled then, and you give yourself hope, okay? I love you guys. I'm so thankful that I'm able to share my story with you guys, and I'm ready to make this move. I'm ready to go out there and make some huge changes out in this world together with you guys. And I'm proud to call you guys family.